Hi, my name is Pete Crawford with Pyro Built Engines. The last two times at the racetrack, we finished first. One was a day race, one was a night race, which we usually do terrible at. I thought since we did good on the last night race, we'll just put a matched set of tires on this thing and just see how good we can do. The first thing we'll do is mount some new tires, take them to the tire cutter, and get a good profile on them. Next, we're going to roll them in a hot box just to get the durometer reading exactly where we want them to be. Don't forget, this is a night race and tires are critical. They are critical during the day and they're also critical at night. After we get through cutting our tires and prepping them, we're going to put our race air in them just to get each tire exactly where we want to race them. We have several tires prepped and ready to race with different durometer readings. Now we're going to take the size of each tire. We're going to take the circumference and try to get our staggers right. We want these staggers just right on these tires to go along with the durometer reading and the compounds. This is a night race. We're going to have this baby perfect. I may roll these tires just a little more just to make sure we get them right. After cutting, prepping, and staggering each one of these tires, I'm going to take and balance the tire just to make sure it's still going to be a perfect tire and we're not going to hop all over the track. Believe me, there's a lot of time that goes into a set of tires. So next time you pay $400, $450 for a set, just remember there's a lot of work that goes in these things. The last 3 years we've done really well with our tire program. Now it's time to put these tires on the cart. I've got them cut just the way I want them cut. I've got them staggered just the way I want them staggered. I've got them prepped, hopefully the way I want them prepped. And we're going to have our race air in them. As of late, we're really good on fast tracks, but we're really bad on slow tracks. Hopefully, I'll give us a little bite and won't lock us down. Let's see what happens. This is a senior champ heat race at Atoka Raceway Park. We have some pretty stiff competition in these classes at this racetrack in Atoka, Tennessee. Hopefully tonight we'll be ready for them. I know it's only been a half a lap, but I really like the grip we've got in these tires right now. So far, so good. Well, there comes a caution flag. So far, I like what I see. Let's see what else we got. This is anyone's race on any given night. Tires isn't the only thing in this game. You must have a great car driver, a great cart, a great setup, a good motor, and it all needs to stay underneath you for the duration of the race. I like the entrance into this first corner. Looks like we might get through this one. There goes the caution again. Well, one more restart won't hurt anything. I think we might have a little something. I can't help but get nervous standing on the fence, watching these races. Believe me, this is big time racing. These carts carry speeds well over 50 miles an hour going into the turn on this little 8-mile track. Each one of these drivers want that checker flag, and each one of them have bigger dreams in mind. Dylan really had to pinch that corner off there. I still like the way it handled. Going in low, still came out low, scrubbed a little speed. Okay, finally, we're spread out. Now let's see what we got. Let's see what that 1C can do. Go get him, boy. Now that everyone's in line, we should be able to get a little heat in the tires and see what we got. So far, it looks pretty good. Looks like we might be catching that Jeremy Horn 23. But let's see what happens when we really get some heat in them. The good thing is, we have a feature race to go. Looks like the 23 might have guessed right, and the Brandon Hanks in the 3 and Cordy Burtman in the 38 might have guessed right. I think we may be slowing those guys down. Looks like Jeremy Horn in the 23 is pulling us just a little bit. Here again, night racing. It's tough on us, but we'll figure it out. Remember when I said I may roll those tires just a little more to make sure they're right? maybe I shouldn't have done that. But guess what? I've got more than this one set of tires. And we're throwing tonight's Raceway just to try and learn tires. I want to make all my adjustments by using tires. If you're a race car driver, you know in the heat race, we were holding the field up. Our car really went away after 5 laps or so, and it looks like everyone else's car really came in. I'm sure they were content finishing 3rd and 4th. By now, the dew really started falling hard. I labored over what tire compound to put on the cart, but I finally made my decision. I think the track may be heavy, maybe slowing down a little bit. Hopefully we made the right decision. It didn't take very long for the cars to get spread out in the feature race. Now that they're spread out, everyone will get a little heat in their tires and see what each one's got. Already, I'm a little worried about our setup and our tires and our car and my driver. That last corner, we drifted up the track a little bit coming out of the turn. We may be all over the 23 right now, but it looks like the first and second place cars, Cordy Burtman and Brandon Hanks, may have the best cars on the track. We're still a little decent at this point. We sure don't have a car that can contest for the win. My driver's starting to put a lot of steering into the car through the corner, which isn't a good thing. And it looks like the track might be starting to get a little bit dusty. I think I made the wrong choice on everything. No matter what choices I made for this kart tonight, or how bad the choices were for this car tonight, I did make one right decision for the weekend. I'm spending my time this weekend with my family, with my parents, with my son, with friends at the racetrack. And that's one decision that I'll never regret. I guess you could see right now, we don't have a shot at finishing first in this race, or second or third. But one thing's for sure, we'll be back, hopefully next time the gates open, spending time together again. And everything that happens on the track, I hope stays on the track, no matter how much beating, no matter how much banging or rubbing goes on. I hope it all stays on the track. A few years ago, a friend of mine had an 8-year-old racing in the purple class. It seemed like every race he was in a wreck with the same kid. These two young men just happened to be good friends at the racetrack. This one particular day, his son was in a wreck with this same kid, and his car was tore up bad enough that it had to be taken off the track on a cart stand. My friend said, "I'm sick of this mess." He told his son he was sick of this kid wrecking him all the time. His son said, "I am too, Daddy." He told his son, "Well, then go take care of it." His son said, "I will." He took off running. He ran up to the little boy and said, "I'm tired of you wrecking me every race." The little boy had a football in his hands. He just stared at his son. Finally, after a moment of silence, he said, "You want to play football?" They both ran off, yipping and yaying, tossing the football back and forth. I looked over at my friend laughing. He threw his arms in the air and said, "I give." I learned a valuable lesson that day. Let the officials run the track and let us all have fun.